5 years ago, I took a deeper breath than normal. I just spent the past week researching, reading, and watching anything related to how to invest in the stock market. I was about to place my first ever trade. I was shocked. Despite spending the last 4 years going to school for accounting, I didn't even realize that the average person could get paid for simply just owning a stock. I licked my lips at the thought of getting all my living expenses paid from dividend income. I knew it would take years though before I ever saw any meaningful cash flow. After all, I had a whole $0 invested at the time. But sure enough, each week I contributed money towards stocks. $0 became $10,000, $10,000 became $50,000. And by the time I was 24, I had amassed a 6-figure portfolio and life seemed to be going really good. It seemed like stonks could only go up. Then 2022 happened. The market finally adjusted for the rampant money printing that had happened during C19. There was all these supply chain issues, the ridiculous oil prices, quiet quitting, layoffs, interest rate hikes, inflation, and so many more topics sunk the market nearly 20%. Despite still adding hundreds of dollars each week into the market, I'm still not at the apex I reached in November of 2021. But after some big green days to start 2023, I'm really close to setting a new personal record. Oh, by the way, during all this market volatility, one thing that always remained constant was my dividend income. It just kept growing. 2018 was my first year of investing in the stock market, and I made a whole $85 for the year. In 2019, I started my YouTube channel, as I noticed it was really hard to find people in my regular day-to-day life who enjoyed talking about boring investment options like dividend companies. I made $265 that year. We all know how hard 2020 was, but that was the first year that I really saw how powerful dividend investing could be, as I made just under $1,000. In 2021, despite the world still not going back to normal, I made $1,600, and I realized I made more in passive income than many people around the world do annually. Meaning I could possibly retire today if I wanted to, but my quality of life, it probably wouldn't be that great. Now fast forward to 2022, or rewind, I now make on average $200 a month in dividends for doing absolutely no work. I topped $300 in dividends in 1 month for the first time ever. Meaning I make more in 1 month now than I did my entire sophomore year of investing. And that's really the beauty of dividends, that compound interest. All the hard work and decisions you made years ago are still gonna be paying off. Those shares of stocks that I bought 5 years ago are still working really hard for me in the markets every single day. They're still earning me dividends throughout the year. Often the companies I buy are dividend growth companies, meaning they reliably raise their dividends each year. And because the ones choosing how big those dividend raises should be are often the ones who own the most shares, aka the board of directors, there's a huge incentive for those dividend raises to be very fat. Let's take a look at a pivot table of every company that's ever paid me a dividend and filtered out by year. I won't go through each line item, feel free to pause the video if needed. We have blue chip companies like Apple and AbbVie raising their dividend each year that I've owned them. We also have newer positions like ARK. 2022 was the first year that they paid me a dividend, and that shows that I'm still constantly learning about new companies and refining my dividend portfolio and my investing goals. Now, some people ask me, should I put all my money into one company or ETF? And I feel like Boeing is actually a perfect example of why that's the stupidest thing that an investor can do. Boeing, when I started investing, was once the model of excellence, high quality, and it was a true blue chip company that aggressively raised their dividend. Unfortunately, they spent more money on share buybacks than inspecting the quality of their planes, and tragically, many lives were lost. Boeing has not paid a dividend ever since. Just because a company looks invincible today, that doesn't mean it will stay that way in the future. For reference, not a single company that made up the original Dow Jones Industrial Average in 1896 is still on today's list. Remember, these were the biggest companies of the day 120 years ago. This is part of the reason I started investing more into ETFs in 2022, because they're constantly being rebalanced for the best companies today. You will notice some companies are among the fallen. They no longer have a place in my portfolio. Some went broke, others went woke. Each investor's needs are different, so just because they are no longer part of my portfolio anymore, that doesn't mean they can't be part of yours and vice versa. Towards the end of 2020, income ETFs became quite popular in our finance community, and I definitely got in on the craze. Since income ETFs deploy a covered call strategy, their capital appreciation gains can be capped. So I only allocate a small percentage of my portfolio toward them, as I am a younger investor and I want to take full advantage of all the gains the stock market has. How about REITs like this, guys? MPW and O, they paid me nearly $400 so far. I technically am a landlord since I own these companies, but I don't have to do any administrative work and I can just collect money. For the overall year, I made $2,200, which was a 38% increase from last year. That seems to be the only thing higher than inflation these days. You can see how much my dividends earned has gone up over time. Just know that big percentages will occur when smaller numbers get increased. Cumulatively, I've made $5,010 in my investing career so far and just earned dividends. And that number will continue to go up each year. I continue to just hold on to my dividend stocks. We can see in this box the amount of money that I get paid every week, day, and hour, and by the year. And over time, it has certainly went up. In 2022, I got paid $42 every week, $6 every day, and every hour I got paid a whole quarter just for existing. That's pretty cool, right? Now, nobody knows what 2023 will hold. Unfortunately, Mindy Kaling has cursed the start of this year with her atrocious Velma series, so I really feel like we can only go up from here. I anticipate in 2023, I should become Mr. 3000 as I pass the 3,000 mark in earned dividends in a year. That's enough to earn the average annual income in countries like Nigeria, India, Bangladesh, and I'll be on the cusp of getting enough to live in some red pill favorite countries like Vietnam and the Philippines, which are about $3,500 a piece. Now, it should be noted, there is a difference between just being average and living very comfortably. Some people also enjoy the work they do if they feel like it gives them a sense of purpose, and that's totally fine. This type of investing is just allowing us to have more financial options. Now, I'm definitely still making more money going to the bathroom at work, but every year, my dividend income, it's growing and it's making retirement something that I am in control of, and I am no longer at the mercy of the government on when to retire. Hopefully this video inspires you on your investing journey, whether you're making more than me or less than me. Just know that it's a marathon, not a sprint. I've been posting monthly updates on this journey for the past 4 years now on this YouTube channel, and I don't have any plans on stopping. I know when I first started out, I liked watching videos like this to get some ideas. Now, do you want to see the full 6-figure portfolio? Join the Patreon. It's a way to help out a small-time YouTuber. My entire portfolio's on there. We have a little Discord chat going on where we have some great conversations with other like-minded dividend investors. But if you're unable to do that, no worries. Just hitting that like button works just as well, as does leaving a comment. I'd love to hear how much you made in dividends last year, and I will buy, stash, and collect cash you in 2023 and beyond.